Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Steffi and today I'm gonna do the mid-year book freakout tag. This is my first time doing this video and I'm just very excited for this. The first question is the best book you've read so far in 2022. And for me, it has to be The Deal by Elle Kennedy. I've been seeing this book in not everyone's shelf, but in a lot of shelves. So, I don't know, I need to give you context. I love fantasy and I never really was very interested in contemporary. So I just saw them, I thought they were pretty, but that was it. And I don't know, it was like, I think it was February. I was like, I need something in between my fantasies. And I picked it up and I just loved it. I really think I can actually put this book also in the category of the most surprising book because I didn't expect to love this book so much. And actually, I think that opened my eyes to sport romance, which I didn't thought I was gonna like. To be fair, there's not even a lot of sport, which this probably is like an unpopular opinion. But I feel like they could have a little bit more sports. I mean, the guy is a professional athlete, or, well, in this case, it's just like college, but he wants to be one. So, I don't know, I would have liked to see more that side of him, but that was fine. I really liked this book. I was expecting some kind of scenes like, oh yeah, now they're gonna have a big issue and it's gonna be drama, and it wasn't. So I just love this book and I love the characters, and I actually already read the next 3 books in the series and I'm just completely in love. So yeah, that's my answer for this first question. The second question is, what's the best sequel you've read so far? And my answer for this is Wondersmith by Jessica Townsend. I don't know why I waited so long to read, well, actually to listen, because I listened to his audiobooks. They're so fantastic. Gemma Whelan is the narrator and she's amazing doing these voices, and there's also like this kind of music. It's fantastic. I just love them. But beside that, I just think this world is so well made, and I actually went into thinking that, oh yeah, this is the book where she goes to school. And it was so much more than that. I was super blown away by a lot of things. And to be fair, I already love the characters. I love Hawthorne with passion. This kid is the best thing. Well, there's a lot of good things in this book, but I feel like in the pile of so many good things, he's like the cherry on top. I just love him. I love Morgan, of course, and Jupiter and Fenestra. This is fantastic. So yeah, that is my answer. The third question is, what's a 2022 release you loved? And that for me is In the Shadow of a Wish by Macy Aurora. I got approved this book on NetGalley, and well, I read it before it was released, and it's fantastic. It's fantasy romance, which is my favorite genre, and well, actually, also something I loved is that we have a dual point of view. So I just love that. The synopsis of this book is that there is this land where there is like marriage law. Well, it's different for men and women, but you have to be married at a certain age. So the protagonist and her sisters are trying to live in this and also to get away from it. But the thing is, after a bad encounter where they were looking for husbands, she goes to the forest where she finds a key. And as soon as she touched this key, she entered this magical realm where a god is trapped. This god tells her that she has three wishes because she is the key keeper. The iffy part of this is that every wish has like, it's not a consequence, but it's kind of a payment they have to do for this. So she can have these three wishes, but she knows it's not gonna be easy. The thing is, you can also see Nick's perspective, and he's the god, which actually kind of reminds me of Asriel from Akotar, and I'm not mad about it. I love Asriel with my heart, so I was just in heaven. There has been 6 keykeepers before. He knows that they make the wish, they have to pay for it, and then they hate him and abandon him. The keykeeper can release Nick from this prison, but none of them have. So he kind of just lost hope. Of course, this is a fantasy romance, so they do end up falling in love, and it was fantastic. I really liked it. I didn't thought that things were going to go the way they did. I really liked it. The next book is being released next year. I think I'm going to pre-order for sure. There was just one thing that I didn't like. It was after the first wish, the payment consequence for this. It was kind of harsh, and at the same time, yikes. I believe it does contain a trigger warning at the beginning of the book, and I was like fine with it, but I probably won't reread that part. I do understand why it's there, because it's like a detonant to something else, so I get it, but that was the only part that was like, yay. Other than that, I really like this book. The next question is a book that has been released this year but you haven't got to it yet. I guess that my answer will be Gallant. It is in my 22 books that I wanted to read this year. I pre-ordered this beautiful edition from Waterstones and it got lost. I never got the book. It is a book I want to read. I just haven't because my book never arrived. So yeah, that's my answer. The next question is newest fictional crush. And I can probably put here Garrett from The Deal. But I'm gonna go with another answer. I probably would say Nathan Donaldson from The Cheat Sheet. I just finished this book a couple of days ago and I just loved it. It can also go into my favorites of the year. I don't know why, but it was like exactly what I needed at the time. Of course, he's a professional athlete, so you can't complain. I just think this guy is so cute and so caring. They both are a little bit. I just love this guy. He's so sweet and so caring for his friend and their friendship. And once he starts to do things to get out of the friend zone, I just love it. And the ending, oh my god, he thinks about everything. I love him. The next question is the most surprising book of this year. And my answer will be Written in Red by Anne Bishop. This book caught my eye because Reagan from Pursuit Project talked about it. And actually it sounded like a lot of fun. So I picked it up and I read it and I loved it. I honestly thought that it was just gonna be like another urban fantasy, but it just blew my mind. I don't know, but in this world, we have the others and a bunch of other people that can turn into animals and so much more. So I think that what actually surprised me so much was this, even in the book, they kind of don't know if there are humans that can turn into animals or animals that can turn into humans. And honestly, I would say the latter because Simon, you can see what he's thinking. And I just loved how he didn't understand why Meg was scared. And that was just so funny. So they always are thinking in a little bit more of the animal than, I don't know, the person. Also, what she is, I was like very shocked about that. I just love this story and I want to continue the series. It can also go into my favorites because that was fantastic. The next question is the newest favorite character, and I would say Meg Corbin from the same book. I don't know, I just loved her, and this is actually kind of funny because she's not typical main character. She's not a badass. She doesn't know how to fight. She actually doesn't know a lot of things. And she's just a girl trying to survive and get away from these people that hurt her. I think that drew me to her is that she's very sweet and she's very kind. I don't see a lot of characters like that. And she's not afraid to be vulnerable. I thought it was great that she was so kind and so sweet, and even what she was going through, I just appreciate that a lot. It was very, very nice. The next question is a book that made you cry, and that would be Caballo de Troya 1. This book is about time travel that happens in the 80s, I think, and they go to live the last days of Jesus. Well, actually, I cried, and it wasn't like, oh, a tear. I was really trying not to cry a lot of times because you can see the crucifixion and everything else that happened before. And that was just, at one point, I just couldn't anymore, and I just started crying because the book really shows how humans can be so evil and just go to these violent extents. So I was like, oh my god. And I actually don't think I can talk about this anymore because I start to feel things. But yeah, that's a book that made me cry. A book that made me happy, I kind of have two, but one of them is not actually a book. The first one, it would be Reading's chapter from Christian Levenseller. And this is just a tiny chapter of what happened in the first chapter in Daughter of the Pirate King, but from Reading's perspective. And it was just so nice. It was so beautiful. I don't know why. I really like to see guys fall in love. And he was like, oh, she's so beautiful. I love that. I really like it. So that made me happy, and that actually made me want to finish this duology. So that would be like my first answer. And the second one, it will be The Cheat Sheet. I really like this book. As I said before, I like the two main characters. I love their friendship. It honestly feels so real. I love the banter they have. Brie is so funny. Her way of thinking, it's amazing. I was laughing all the time. There were moments where I was like, oh my. To be fair, this book is completely clean and fade to black. There's no steamy moments, but it was super cute. Actually, I think it's soon worthy. It was beautiful. I loved it. And also kind of, I don't think I've been forcing myself to read things, but I don't know. I started to read that book and I finished it in like a day. And I usually don't do that. Not because I don't want to, but because I don't read that fast. But I just kept reading and reading. Yeah, I don't know. It reminded me of I'm gonna pick whatever I want to read and just do it. And that way is fun to me. So yeah, that book made me very happy. And the last question is, what books do you need to read before the end of the year? I can honestly put the list of the 22 books I want to read in 2022 because I haven't read not even one of them. But I really want to. Okay, my physical TBR is not like humongous, it's very tiny. But I was like, yeah, I want to make it like shorter, not more than 10 books, but I got a couple of more books. But some of this would be Queen of Earth Darkness, Obsidio. This year, I've been starting books and just dropping them and starting something else. I don't know why, but I'm not finishing books. A Shadow in the Ember, I do want to read The Way of Kings, For the Wolf, The Cursed Kiss, The Dragon Promise, probably Hollowbox so I can read Silverborn, These Vicious Grays, A Prince of Song and Sea, A Ballad of Never After, and actually I could just go on, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. So those were all my answers. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!